Welcome to Weekly Reset. I'm Mark, joined with Tony, Josh, Steve. We about to get it going. What we drinking? What we drank? What we drunk?
Drinking Deep Circus.
Deep Circus by the
Deep
Broadleaf.
Broadleaf. How is it pronounced?
Broadleaf.
I told you he said board the first time.
It's on your bag.
Broadleaf Brewing Company.
Well, I swore he said board.
Broadleaf. Broad.
Broad. You said that the
Broad.
first time.
Yeah, Josh rocking that shirt over there.
Yeah,
It's a sweet shirt, dude.
It's a skeleton, skull,
With a little
a
leaf
wrong
right
car.
Yeah.
Right where the nose is, a leaf.
Broadleaf.
Broadleaf.
Damn, I get it now, dude. All right, what do we have on the docket?
Well, did you try your beer yet, Mark?
You try your porter?
I did.
No, I have not tried the porter yet. Let me try it and see what it tastes like.
Tastes like a porter?
Damn, that's a 7 in my book.
Yeah, Mark, I go with a 7.
I think it's a little. I give it an 8.
I give it 7.5.
He changed his. All right. It is a good porter. It reminds me, it's got that porter taste. So it's a 7. Average. Doesn't stick out.
Would you drink it again?
It's like I can go to a bar and choose a porter on the list and drink it.
I want to say it was the only porter on the list. They had a lot more like IPAs there.
Oh, okay. So this is like a standard porter then. It's nothing special. Just 7. It tastes like a standard
They
porter.
had an IPL there, which I didn't know what it was at first.
IPL? That's special. What is that?
It's a lager.
Oh.
Why
Maybe a
don't they?
pale lager.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't they just call it that?
Yeah, I gotta be so special like IPL. It was IPA, IPL.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
get
put
it.
2 and 2 together. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it now too. Anyways,
All right. What's the first thing on the docket?
let's talk about Jessica Jones.
I heard there was a trailer out, but I didn't see. But I know it comes out like next week or something like that.
Next Friday, I believe.
Yeah.
14th.
Yup. It's gonna be the last Marvel series on Netflix, I think. Yeah, everything else got canceled already.
Netflix is on their way out.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're completely out though.
You don't think so, Steve?
No.
I don't think.
I think if they stick with getting their original like shows and films, I think they'll do all right.
I read that. Shit, what I read. No, I just heard that they were trying to hit Disney up for some legal. I'm not getting into it again. Disney is trying to monopolize the game. Here, they're trying to.
Yeah, we all know that though.
All right, so what do you want to talk about, Tony? Huh? What do you want to talk about?
I'm just saying, we all know Disney's trying to monopolize. They
I
just
know,
bought
I
Hulu.
know about 5 things we're about to get into right now. So, what you want to do? Yeah, I know that we all know that already, but I'm just saying, Netflix is trying to save face, just because I think that they know that once Disney launches whatever they're going to launch, that it might be over. And I don't think that Netflix makes enough money from their originals to stay a competitor for whatever Disney's about to get into. So
True. They need to start making some of those like cheaper like TV shows.
yeah,
That don't really cost that much. Kind of like on that they just build out like on a like studio lot essentially.
yeah, because I think I don't know. Rumor is, and no one knows really for sure, but they're in a lot of debt. It takes a lot to make those Netflix originals, and I don't think they make as much as what people think they do. So
Yeah, I mean, even if you look at like big companies that have come up within the last like 10 years, most of them are still in debt.
yeah.
But
Well, it's like when you think of like how much a company makes or how much they're worth. People probably look at it. I think people look at it like liquid, like they have this much in the bank somewhere or something. It's not that how much they're worth It all depends on how much they can make within that year or next year. It's all projections. So Disney is worth a lot. So that's why they can afford to pay people like billions, buy out companies worth billions because they're projected to make billions within the next few years. Can you say the same about Netflix? I don't think so.
Yeah, but I think Netflix will still stay around just because
Netflix isn't going anywhere.
I mean, when you think about it, they are considered, I'm pretty sure, the founders of like the streaming service and everything like that. And,
Doesn't mean shit.
I mean,
if you're a founder of something, but either somebody else, your competitor, can do it better than you, what does that mean? I know personally, like when you're like, it's like a loyalty thing. Like, man, Netflix, I'm sticking with them. I've been with them forever. Not a lot of people think like that. It's like, damn, I'm short on my rent this week. I got to cut out some of these streaming things. Well, Disney's $5. Netflix is 10.
Well, you got to also remember, like, I know a bunch of people that literally make new email accounts to get, like, There's always going to be loopholes. There's always going to be loopholes. Come on, Tony. There's always going to be loopholes, man.
I mean, also, like, is Disney going to stay with the same type of thing that, like, Netflix does? Are they going to release, like, their whole series, like, out in... Because I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather binge watch, like, a series than wait.
I'm a binge watcher when I watch that
Than
shit.
I watch...
Bro, Jessica Jones come out, that was going to be, like, a good weekend, and it's done.
It's nice lips, dude.
That's one thing, because, like, the DC... streaming service, they release their episodes like weekly, so it's not like you can just like binge watch them.
Yeah.
So it's like if Disney does like the same things, like I'm sure you can get your shows out quicker because you can probably
If Netflix can stay doing that and stay competitive, then yeah, Netflix will be around forever. Because I mean, I'm sure like the whole reason why DC is probably doing that is because they can probably get like a longer lifespan out of their service.
Yeah, they're pretty much doing the same thing, kind of like if you think about like HBO is doing. Like they drag their shows out, so they're like, oh, we're getting you. This show will get us 3 months for that person.
Yep.
And whatnot. So.
Exactly.
That's why everybody has HBO Go exactly as long as Game of Thrones is on.
Yep.
Yeah, I canceled mine right when.
Actually, I didn't do that. I was just like, I was late to the party, but I think I had mine for like 2 weeks because I just like I started when episode 5 aired.
Mm-hmm.
I just waited until it was like halfway done or more than halfway done.
Then you join the club.
But I think for that
free trial, dude.
I think for that reason, like besides the Marvel shows, like Netflix actually does have a lot of good original shows, and
Netflix is good
because you can like release everything all at once, and even like shows that like I don't watch, normally like on television. They'll like pick those up, like The Flash. The newest season just came out on Netflix, so I just been binge watching that.
I did watch that already. That and Arrow. I already finished that. I'm already sad.
Man, I gotta start that over. I'm like season 1, episode 13.
Yeah, so for that reason, I think Netflix will be around for a while.
Wasn't there a good movie you were telling me about earlier that you watched on the
Yeah.
Stevie, you remember the name?
Always Be My Maybe.
Yes. That is.
Yeah,
Always Be My
Still, second time you remember the name?
No, I don't, man. It's not, and it's weird because it has the same title as that stupid Mariah Carey song, but it's You'll Always Be My Baby. They played that song in the movie, all right?
And you know who was in that movie?
Shit, I forgot.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, dude, he's everywhere.
Yeah, that movie's really good, man. I like Randall. If you're, not to be racist, but if you're Asian, you love Randall Park always.
Who's Randall Park?
That's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, so who's Randall Park?
See,
Is he Asian?
He is.
Okay.
Steve knows who Randall Park is.
Yeah.
I know who Amy Wong is.
Because I saw the movie.
It's Ali Wong, but
That's what I said. What did I say?
I heard Ali Wong.
I said Ali Wong. That's what I said. This is good. It's good.
no, but definitely check it out. It's a rom-com, but it's good.
Ooh. Would you consider I Love You Man a rom-com?
Yes.
Really? Would you guys consider I Love You Man a rom-com?
I've only seen it one time, and it was a very long time ago. So I
Yeah,
don't
you have to give
remember
me the plot real quick.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Who was in it?
with Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd and
I've seen that
Rudd.
movie 30 times. One of my favorite movies of all time. But I don't like rom-coms.
what's his name? It's
It's
fucking Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. I can't remember his name.
What's his name, dude? Dang it.
I'm drawing a blank on it.
Yeah, dude, I can't think of it. and he's in a bunch of other movies too.
Well, moving on then.
Hey, what else happened in the news this week, Mark?
The Swamp Thing got canceled after one episode.
Swamp Thing got canceled after one episode.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things because it's like a suspenseful, kind of scary.
Yeah, kind of like a horror, like TV show.
But, Steve told me that.
But yeah, it's just all money. The tax credits they were supposed to be getting from like North Carolina, I believe, fell through like for the full amount. So they spent a lot more money on the show than they wanted to. So they're like, nope, that was too much.
Money rules the world, man.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. So that means that the DC streaming service is getting the hell out of here too, huh, Steve?
I don't know.
I haven't been too impressed with it, but that's just me.
Steve, I know Steve was talking
Titans
about...
got another season, so.
Yeah, try it. I gotta watch that. I want to watch that.
I tried watching Titans.
It's not good?
I don't know. I didn't like it.
Damn, dude. Steve, you liked it though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I liked all three, and like the with Doom Patrol too. I like that one.
What's the DC service called?
DC Universe, I think, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. All right.
DC Universe.
All right, so what's up with you told me something about Tom Holland?
Yeah,
Tom Holland, dude.
Yeah, he got picked as like to be Nathan Drake. I'm assuming the younger version, but
I would assume for his age, yes.
For his age, yeah, he's a younger.
Yeah, he's a young guy.
Yeah. So that's kind of neat.
I mean, he plays an 8th grader in Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
They're in 8th grade.
I don't know. Isn't that what they are? This is supposed to be high schooler, whereas the other one was like more college. I think the first Spider-Man
with Tobey Maguire.
With Tobey Maguire was more college.
Or he was in high school.
Well, I think in the second
first one.
Yeah.
The first one he was like in 12th grade or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a senior.
Yeah, he was a senior, and then it led right into like college.
And I think this one he's like a junior or a freshman.
Yeah, something like that.
Like 9th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Tobey Maguire will always be Spider-Man, but
he will always be my Spider-Man.
Oh, you like Tobey Maguire, dude? I like him as Spider-Man too, man. Who's your favorite Spider-Man? Josh, who's your favorite Spider-Man?
Dude, I like Tom Holland. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, Tony, who's your?
I'm gonna go with Tom Holland, man. Like, don't get me wrong.
Holland.
I'll give you a little breakdown of it. I think Tobey Maguire played Peter Parker great. Not a great Spider-Man.
You remember when he danced in, was it Spider-Man 2?
That was 3.
3?
That shit was whack.
You seen Tom Holland do anything like that?
But how many times you guys see Tom Holland get his ass whooped, though? Hey!
But I mean,
that's how Spider-Man
that's how
is, dude.
Spider-Man is. That's like his background, like in the comics. Like, people relate to Spider-Man because he goes through everyday shit and still be a hero. Yeah. And that's like the love for Spider-Man. And that's what I think Tobey Maguire did well. Like, he showed you the difficulties of him going through his daily life and still be Spider-Man. And then Andrew Garfield, he was just too cool to be Peter Parker. Peter Parker's never that cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I even forgot Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield's probably my favorite Peter Parker, dude.
Yeah, moving on.
I don't even remember those movies, dude.
That movie was crazy. When Gwen died.
I do remember that part.
Dude,
yeah. Smacked her head on the ground.
Yeah, man, that killed me, dude. Oh, pun not intended.
I think everybody. I think everybody cringed at that part.
If you didn't finish it now.
I think everybody like cringed at that part. Like, oh,
yeah,
like,
dude, that was, man, that sucked, man. I think Tobey Maguire, like the movie as a whole, like that Spider-Man might have been my favorite, but it might just be nostalgia factor.
Yeah, I was thinking some of that, like, it's like I feel like almost Spider-Man was like kind of almost my introduction to like big time
hero movies,
superhero movies.
Like, I've always liked Spider-Man as like just before even movies were out, just as a superhero. And like, I think the Spider-Man movies, the original one with Tobey Maguire, is great because it literally does show like the shit normal people go through in a daily life. Like, he's having issue trying to get a job, pay rent, girlfriend issue, just like daily life
best
shit.
Friend issues.
Yeah, best friend issues. And it's just like
captured the best like emotional part of it.
Yeah, and it's just like, that to me what connects, like, you have some relevance. You feel like you can relate to him as a person and almost feel like you could be a superhero yourself if you're like in that position, because like you can see yourself going through that crap and possibly be a hero if you had powers.
What kind of powers do you want, Mark?
We're not going into that.
Invisibility, dude. Yeah, you gotta get around.
What?
Anyway, what else happened this week in the news?
Well, E3 is going on right now, and I think EA did their I forgot what their conference.
EA
it was
Play.
Yeah, EA Play.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So they announced.
Well, we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, what's
What was it? Kingdom
play-
Hearts.
Nope.
Well,
Jesus, dude, I got it.
well, EA Play had the Apex announcement and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I heard there was some. I don't play Apex, but let's get into some gaming stuff for a little bit. What's going on with Apex?
They got their season 2 starting up, so season 1's finishing and season 2 coming out. So usually, at least what they're trying to do.
How long is the season? They have seasons?
Yeah, it's just like a battle royale season thing. I mean,
I don't play battle royales. What's a battle royale season?
so pretty much battle royales, most people know, is just like a big free for all type idea.
Oh yeah.
So to keep it like entertaining and just like keep you hooked to the game is, because how many times could you just play like an arena style game like without any incentives?
I know,
So like
it's a PvP.
yeah.
It's a seasonal PvP thing.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
what's a battle? What's an Apex
so a
season?
season basically gives you like objectives that you need to complete, and then it gives you kind of like experience you can gain during that season. And as you gain levels, you gain like
perks,
cosmetics or
rewards.
perks.
Yeah, just like-
new
just-
character unlocks.
just different stuff to make it like have a goal to play, because like I mean that's in a game you want to try to obtain something all the time.
Because I know with Apex, I think you could get to like level 100. Was it 100?
Yeah, you
I
got to
think, and
well if
once
you got
you-
100 you got a
got a-
emblem, and then once you got to 110 you got that gold weapon.
Yeah, you got a gold weapon. So
kinda
it gives
like how-
people
in a season.
in a
Yeah.
season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like how Overwatch does it too. Like you can unlock in a season, you can get their gold weapons.
How long's the season?
This one was 3 months.
Yeah,
Season
it was
1
a
was 3
couple
months.
months, yeah.
They're changing the format of it because they felt like, and I kind of agree that their seasons they were too like, the rewards wasn't, good for what you're doing. Like you're just literally playing the game, and the rewards wasn't really worth getting. Besides the fact that if you reached to 100, they said that if you played and got to level 100, you would get enough battle like coins where you can get the second season pass for free, where you don't have to pay for it. So like you can earn enough to get your season 2 for free. So season 2 they're changing it up because they got feedback from everyone from what we were talking about, and we just want better rewards. We want stronger cosmetics, just cooler looking things, just something more worthwhile.
Their basic like cosmetics in the first season were just like some like brownish colored.
Yeah, they're all like the same colored
reskins.
stuff.
Yeah.
For different characters, different weapons. It's literally the same color textures.
Yeah.
For almost every gun, and then every character, which was just
and it didn't change how the character looked. It was pretty much they were wearing the same thing. You just got different skin, different colored skins. Yeah.
So it wasn't really like worthwhile. Granted, I mean, like it's a free game, and the battle pass technically only costs $10. So it's not like you were investing a lot into it. But it's just like for a game that you're trying to play like hundreds of hours, like you want something more out of it.
Is it fairly easy to get to 100? Or 110 or whatever? No,
not really. I mean, like this week,
you have to put a lot of time because
Yeah.
like in the game, it's all like experience gained is all based on like the time you spend in there.
like in a match.
In the match, like how many kills you get in the match, what place you come in.
Right.
So, like
first place gets more experience than fifth place.
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
right.
So like, and even then, like if you got first place on a game that lasted like 30 minutes versus a first place game that lasted like 10 minutes, the 30-minute game would give you obviously more experience.
Right.
So it was a grind, it was a grind. So this time they changed it where now there's objectives now. Like back then it was just like you just play and you got experience and that was it. This time they're doing objectives where like they want you to be like, all right, if you can get like top 5 in a match, boom, that's like a extra bonus experience for being top 5. Or you get like 3 or 5 kills in a match, you get extra bonus experience. Doing stuff like that is nice because it'll make you level up faster, so it feels like, and then it's another objective within the game besides just playing it to level it up, which is nice. So I think that's cool because they just started doing it this week because they have the Legend of the Hunt event going on right now, and this is the first time where they do it. But the season 2 is supposed to have a new legend. What was it? Watson, right?
Watson.
Winston?
That's what I kept calling it
That's
too.
Overwatch.
But it's cool
Watson.
because she's a defensive player. Very different from all the other players because most of the legends currently are all offensive. Like most of it is just their abilities like make you move faster. You throw like rocket launcher or like rockets from the air, you know. So she's a very defensive.
Throw rocks. Like, some people throw rocks.
I think you should when you run out of ammo, man. Because man, when you don't have ammo, it sucks. But it's pretty sweet. I think she's gonna change the meta up like pretty drastically, just because now like you can. Because another thing in battle royale games, I know Steve, you say you haven't played any. Like, so obviously. One of the things
know this, but Steven is our shooter extraordinaire. But he's currently boycotting battle royale.
But so obviously in a battle royale game, like you're in this big map, you can't just like the whole purpose is to kill everyone. But if someone's hiding, you're not gonna kill them. So they have a ring that like gets smaller and smaller, and you have to stay within the ring.
Well, I know the premise.
Oh, okay.
It
Gotcha.
forces people to play, not hide.
But it's nice. So then that way you can try to find the center of the ring with Watson, and then just like have a camp out and force people to come into like small corridors, and you know you can catch people off guard that way. So it's kind of cool. And then they also I think added a new gun too, which is a legendary gun.
The L-Star.
Yep.
The All-Star?
L-Star.
Oh, the L-Star?
Hey, now you're an L-Star.
Huh? L for loser. I like that. Yeah.
I said, hey, now you're an L-Star.
All right, so I don't know what you mean. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of with Steve on this. I don't know. I don't really play. Oh, you already know I don't play really a lot of shooting games anyway. But battle royale games, man, I'm not on that train yet. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out. Maybe not. But
Probably not.
You know something more interesting than that though? Kingdom Hearts DLC, dude.
Yeah, that one. I'm excited for that one. Being able to play as the other characters. At least I hope. I don't know how much. The trailer just shows them.
What's the DLC called?
Remind?
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't think of it.
So you get to play with
Remind who?
new characters.
Remind
you get to
me
make like
my hair's not in there.
Do you get to make like a whole squad of new people, or you just like get to make?
See, the trailer doesn't explain or say much. All it shows you is spoiler alert for no one that didn't beat the game or towards the end of the game.
I haven't beat the game.
All right. Well, have you
Cover
got
No
your-
spoilers, please.
have you got the Keyblade Graveyard?
Yeah.
All right. So in that area where you're going around each area, backing up like the group of people, like where you help out like Kyrie and Riku, and then you go help what was it, Axel and who was he with? Because Roxas wasn't there yet, but was he just fighting by himself? And then
I don't remember
because it's Axel, Xeon, and then I think Roxas coming, but I don't think you.
I didn't know Zion was there.
Yeah, she was, because that's the three. Like they're all accompanied by their group from each game.
Well, moving on.
But yeah, you apparently get to play as what we saw Aqua, you saw like Roxas, and you saw Riku. I think those were the main ones that at least when I only watched the video once, so I'd have to watch it again.
The article that I read, those are the three listed.
Yeah,
obviously you get to play as those three. I don't think it's like a team thing though, because the game has always been single player. So
yeah.
Birth by Sleep, you only played as one of them too, so I doubt that you can team up on anything.
Yeah.
But
if they made a Kingdom Hearts battle royale, would you play it, Mark?
Dibs on Roxas.
A big
yes.
Keyblade Graveyard is a big battle map, and you got to take your
Keyblade
around, swat people.
Yeah.
Hey, would you play that, Steve?
No.
Yes. I would. Dude, and I would pick sword and give you the business, dude.
Bro, I'm dual wielding sword. I'm gonna take you out.
Actually, I'll play Aqua. She's cool.
I play Riku.
Huh?
I play Riku.
Oh, dang it.
What's his sword called? What's his sword's name again?
Didn't you change it? Like
the one that
the original
that
one.
broke.
Yeah.
Dawn. It's like something.
Dawn of the New Day or something like. I don't remember. That's that song.
Clearly, it wasn't sweet enough though, because it got shattered. And then the one how was your replacement Keyblade? The one you kept in the. Oh, actually, I guess that's true. You got your cool Keyblade, and the one you keep under the bed is probably the whack one. So he's like, dang, Mickey, I'll be right back, man. He had the wackest Keyblade, dude. That crap was whack, dude.
Mickey still runs the OG Keyblade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something wrong with Mickey, man.
Steve, you still run the OG Keyblade?
Yep. It's the only one you need. Just power it up.
I forgot he did that. Yeah. How do you go through the whole game with just the main Keyblade, dude? Damn, Steve.
They made it too strong.
It's
No,
not even the strongest. I remember I came over
You
one
gotta
day.
like make it so it's like too weak to like keep going on to make me switch things. If it's strong enough to make me kill things, then
How it
yeah.
works. Once I got the toy store, I got the hammer. It was a wrap. People were
Once
getting
I got
dealt
to
with.
Monsters Inc. and got those yo-yos.
The best
See, that's the
Keyblade,
thing,
besides Ultimate Keyblade, was Pirates.
The game wasn't hard enough.
Play on critical mode.
Yeah,
Well, that's the new one, right? Or...
Hit me
well,
with
that
the-
one's already out.
Oh,
Like
that's
that,
right.
you can actually download that or update it. I don't know, and then you can play critical.
Tell me what you think afterwards, Steve.
All right.
After you play critical mode.
All right.
Do it.
Will
with
do.
the original Keyblade.
Yeah, play with that whack ass shit.
I will.
He's gonna do it, man.
And I'll still beat it before you beat the
If
game.
he does,
Oh,
then
man,
I'll
yeah.
quit, man. All right. Josh, I need you to tell me a little bit about this Google Stadia stuff.
Stadia.
Yeah, Stadium.
Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you said?
Dude,
What's going on with this stuff, man?
Google Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud gaming is here.
Are we done with consoles?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think we have at least another generation.
Possibly.
I think, yeah. I
some
think
some limitations with it
I
right
think-
now.
I think right now we at least have one more generation of console gaming where we're buying like physical games and stuff. And even then, like as you can see now, some people go towards more of the digital side. Personally, me, I've always been a fan of having a physical copy. To this day, like I'd rather prefer having a physical copy of a game over just downloading it. Nothing wrong with digital gaming, but I don't know. I'd rather just go out to like a Best Buy or GameStop or even just order it off of Amazon and just have
Get a steel case.
yeah, definitely get the collector's edition.
Collector's editions are good.
Yeah.
The one thing with
so.
with
What?
it
What?
is, would you want to pay the price? Because there are some like limitations on the price.
Well, what is Google Stadia? Like, so it's
Actually,
you
talk
can
about it.
stream in 1080p,
You can
stream in 4K.
Yeah, you can pretty much stream to any like monitor, TV, computer, Google Pixel. They want to move to like all the phones, but eventually, but pretty much anything, your tablets or whatever, you can pretty much stream right to that as long as you have internet. And
So what am I paying for though? What's the subscription cost?
okay, so their pro version is $9.99 a month, and that lets you stream up to 4K. You get some free games with it, and you get discounts on some games. And then if you just go with like their base one, that's free. You can only stream up to 1080p, and you just buy the games you want.
So
man.
for streaming it on the TV, you have to have one of their
Yeah, you have to have a
devices.
Chromecast Ultra.
Yeah, you have to have the Chromecast Ultra to stream to the TV. You have to have a Google Chrome browser to stream on your computer, and you have to have the Pixel to stream on your phone.
Did they give a price for the
How
Google
much is
Chrome?
how much is the Chrome Ultra?
Well, the Chrome Ultra has already been available. I don't know what they retail at. They that's for 4K streaming, basically, like the
Okay.
normal Chrome Ultras. They did put out a Founders Edition because I think if you want to use Google Stadia this year, before they I think they fully launched in 2020.
I think so.
If you want to play this year, you can get the Founders Package, which comes with the like a Midnight Blue controller, a Chromecast Ultra, 3 months of their 4K service with 3 months you can share with a friend, and then Destiny 2 with the expansion. But
There's some hidden costs though, if you think about it.
Oh, hell
Okay,
no.
so I did a little bit of research. So if you're doing like the 4K, you're gonna need at least 35 megs per second, which I think most internet providers
No,
can
they do
that for.
nowadays. Yeah.
But I think Josh, you were saying like if you did that, you get maybe like 65 hours of gameplay.
65 hours, I think, was with 1 terabyte.
So you get you'd hit the 1 terabyte. Now, depending on your service provider and whatnot, at least for Comcast, they have a 1 terabyte cap per month. So you'd have your normal internet price, and then if you wanted to go unlimited with Comcast, you'd have to add another $50 on there. And I feel like 65 hours. I think most people.
So with your
could,
normal
reach that pretty easily.
yeah. So with your normal AAA game, right? Most people put a lot of hours right away into the game. So you're paying $60 probably for your AAA title. You're paying $10 a month to stream it in 4K. Then you're paying your normal Comcast bill. You're gonna hit your cap, so you're capping out your internet. So now you have to add another $50 on top of that a month to play that game.
Yeah, you definitely have to, because like what you get 1 terabyte, you said a month with unless you pay that extra 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's your whole internet. So it's
Yeah.
not just gaming.
Yeah.
So like
So
that's gaming on top of like if you have
and
people
gaming.
streaming or people using the internet, at
Using
the crib.
Netflix,
Yeah,
music.
whatever. Yeah, that terabyte will
whatever.
go by
A lot
quick
of the
with
games
that.
I like to play are RPGs, man. They got like 40 hours plus.
So yeah,
That's it.
that's one of the questions. Like, is that worth the price? Or would you just rather buy a console where like a lot of that costs, like that $50 a month would go away?
Because like
Guess consoles aren't out of here then.
well, because like I know what they're trying to do. They want you to be able to like hook up anywhere, like go over to your friend's house and be like, oh, I don't have to bring my game or my console. I can just hook it up on your TV. But little did you know, did you tell your friend you're going to be using up a terabyte of their data? So you're going to be spending, their internet because you already used up all your internet at your house. So you got to go to your buddies.
It's gonna be,
Yeah,
and
messed
it's
up
like
out,
one of those
dude.
things. It's gonna be like a real surprise to some people because like some services like internet providers might not have that cap or whatever, but like
They
when I
will.
looked into it, like that 1 terabyte, that's their base thing, and then you actually have to opt into that unlimited before you get it. Otherwise, like so some people are gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get this thing, and then if they didn't opt into it, it goes all the way up to $200 for that month. So someone's gonna get hit with a big ass like internet bill all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
I think
They have a console.
I think if this is gaming's future, like, how with mobile phones right now, a big thing is like streaming data on your mobile phone plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
We go from unlimited data to, oh, we're capping you out at this, back to unlimited data again. And now providers are saying, oh, if you go with us, we'll give you Netflix for free because that's like what you're spending most of your data on anyway. So you don't have to pay any streaming costs for Netflix. So I think like if Google or whatever company wants to put out a streaming service, they need to do some partnerships with these internet service providers and say, hey, can we get a reduced cost or whatever when you're streaming from us? Or like, can we have a higher cap if you're streaming from us?
There'll
You
definitely
know,
be some
some
partnerships.
something like that. They need I think they need some partnerships before, because like I don't know about you, but if I'm playing Destiny or whatever on there and I'm playing 8 hours a day or whatever, I'm gonna hit my cap within a week ish.
Destiny 1 or 2.
Destiny 2,
The new one that's coming out,
Nope.
Shadowkeep.
but
I don't. They partnered with them. I believe that's right. Or they partnered with the Google.
yeah, because if you get the Founders Edition, you get Destiny 2 and their new expansion.
Yeah, it's their new partner. They're not doing. I think they're not like exclusive items or anything like that. But
They're not
partnered.
doing exclusive items anymore.
Yeah. You know why, right? They need all the fan base they can get, dude.
Well, they left Activision, so
Well,
that was a big thing.
Activision.
well, let's go into Destiny 2 real quick. What
Yeah.
did they announce this weekend or this week?
I don't play that game.
Yeah, I don't actually. All I know is that their new
Okay.
expansion.
Because let's see, they're going to Steam for like instead of the BattleNet, they're doing cross saves, so you're gonna be able to like transfer your Guardians from like PC to PlayStation or to Xbox, whatever. So you can pretty much play.
I can play on my Xbox now,
That's-
Mark, and then jump back in and play with you on your PlayStation.
That's pretty sweet. And then
I got Destiny 2 for PC.
the base game is gonna be free to play, so you can pretty much hop in and play with your friends even if you don't actually buy the game. So you can like check it out before you want to actually spend on like the really end game stuff. Because Shadowkeep and more expansions going forward, they're gonna be like standalone expansions, so you don't have to like buy the previous ones to like actually get into the game. You just buy them if you're like, oh, that content seems cool, I can buy that chunk of content. And they're gonna do that with the seasons going on. See what else they're adding. I think they're adding a new artifact system, just a new way to like customize your character out, and they wanted to add. They're changing up their armor system now. They want to give you more like choices back to the player to be able to choose exactly what you want to do.
I think being able to buy like only specific expansions is kind of cool. I guess like World of Warcraft kind of does that in a way, right? Like once the expansion's like older, they kind of just combine it into the base game.
Yeah, they do it every now and then. Like once like it gets like X long, like they usually like give you like this whole package deal where you get like World of Warcraft up to X expansion for like $20, and then you have to buy like the latest expansion or maybe the previous expansion plus the latest expansion or something, and then you'll be like completely up to date. But usually, yeah, they make like a package deal with all the other.
Are they gonna leave those new expansions out? So like, what if the next one comes out? Like, I don't get to try any of that stuff. You think?
Like if you wanted to go back and check them out, they'll still be there. You still be able to go back and like buy them. You just have to buy like each one like on their own. So you don't have to like buy the previous ones. Like, so yeah, if you like were playing, so you bought Shadowkeep, you played for the season, and then you like came back a year later, you wouldn't have to go back and buy those previous ones to buy that seasonal content.
It's probably a good way to go about it.
They were saying for the seasons, like, oh yeah, they might add new content for the season, but you're like, oh, this content for the season is not my jam. I don't want to. It doesn't seem interesting. It's not enough. You can always just like wait for the next season and then buy that season and be like, okay, this is where the big changes were. So this is where the big new content is. Like, oh, they added all these new PvP maps. So I'm going to come back for this one, or I'm going to buy this one. But like, you can still play like all the other stuff with people. You can still get up to max level and work on stuff.
So with that though, going back to like digital versus physical, like right now Destiny is also on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox. Well, are they going to have like a physical copy that you can purchase in that, or is it just going to be all digital for that expansion?
I believe it's.
I think
it's digital. I think it's going to be all digital.
I thought they said that they are going to put out, I think it's called Destiny New Light or something is the base plus like the year one expansions, and then
that's the base. That's what they call the new free to play base game, New Light.
And then so I'm assuming there'd probably be a physical version of that game, and then they might have packages where it includes the expansion and stuff like that, but I think otherwise you just download the expansion.
Okay. Just wondering, just because, like, all the old Destiny, like, the year 1 and the year 2, they have had, like, a physical copy disc that you buy or purchase.
I'm sure when they do that New Light thing, you'll probably see, like, it'll probably replace all of the old Destiny 2 original ones in stores. It's going to be like that with the year 1 expansions. Okay. I'm sure they'll have physical copies, too.
Sounds interesting. I mean, me personally, I think that's a cool idea. Playing like again, just being able to play video games anywhere. I think that's again for me the dream. Yeah. Just being able to be like waiting at the doctor's or just on my lunch break at work, for a good half hour or hour, just be like, oh man, I could go back and play a quick match of.
But what internet are you going to be using when you're out of the doctor's office? Like, I think that's where the problem is, right?
It's going to be some
like the internet thing is like limited.
Yeah, I mean
everywhere.
It's gonna be. I mean, but some places like I know like my old roommate when I went to go visit her in like St. Louis, like they had fiber optics, so they're moving like.
It's not about fast. It's data caps, really. It's data caps.
Yeah, like if you need internet, if like that kind of stuff, it's all based on like your internet, how fast it is, and what like you need internet to play it, but like. The whole preface is like on the go gaming, so you need internet to play though. So
am I gonna use my mobile data? Yeah. Like, because I know my mobile data is not gonna get 35 megs to stream 4K to my phone. But
I mean, personally, I don't think I'd ever even be streaming the 4K. Like I wouldn't know the difference.
Probably not. Yeah, probably 4K stick with the
like
base,
the
right?
1080 you need.
The 1080 is pretty reasonable.
1080 you need 20 megabytes, and 720 you need 10 megabytes.
Yeah. It's gonna be something that you're gonna have to wait till it comes out and see, like how it works and if it works well. And if it works well and it streams fine, that's great. But like data caps are gonna be like a major issue. And like if I can only play it in my home, and because I paid for the speed and I paid for the extra data, like then it kind of negates the whole fact of now I'm paying $50 extra a month, which is $600
Yeah.
a year, where I could have bought a console for $400 or $500 and then have it for 6 years, right? Like,
And the selling point is really, if you break it down, the selling point is really only the flexibility, but it doesn't seem so flexible once you add those costs in there.
yeah,
So I don't know. Maybe consoles aren't out of here. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
yeah, I don't.
Well, I mean, you also have to think about like future of gaming. Like Xbox tried to do the whole just digital gaming in the future, and like I mean back then, yeah, I don't think the gaming community was ready for just digital, but there is a lot of like pros on it. Like we look at Steam. Steam is able to do great, summer sales, even winter sales, just because they're digital. Gaming companies, they don't have to, mass produce and manufacture these cases, the disc, all this stuff. And with that, you can cut down costs and be able to do those sales. So some AAA games in the future as a digital content might not be $60. It might go back to like the old school where it's $40 or $50.
I don't think so. I think the prices are mainly regulated by like PlayStation, like Sony and Microsoft. I'm pretty sure they're all like regulated on like the price points for like those like the ones that go with those ones.
Even digital games, for the most part, they're the same price as physical. The only thing is we get more value, I guess, if you have a physical copy, because you can trade that game in when you're done with it to get some cost back. But I think digital and physical copies are going to stay pretty much the same. I don't even think they really add that much of a cost in for like the physical copies, like into the price. I'm sure it plays like somewhat of a factor, but
It definitely plays a factor. I think the fact that they're the same price is a scam. I'm definitely on board for that. You might be right. The cost of that might be.
I'm not. I think I heard that like the price for digital and then the physical is regulated by, like the like Microsoft and like Sony. Like they say that those have to be the same price because they just have to be. Like,
they're regulated by them, yeah.
Yeah, that those like a digital copy and a physical copy have to be the same price.
They say why?
They just want like it to be the same.
All the same across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So why not make the physical copy 40 and the digital 40? Exactly.
Well, I think
because
it's just,
people
like,
are willing
time.
to pay 60, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
what I'm
why.
saying. That's the point Tony was trying to make. But if you think about it, digital copy, like, so Steam, including me, like I'm a huge follower of Steam, but Steam has a huge following because they can sell games for cheap.
Yeah.
So
But
that's what their whole base is off of. Like, so if they can have a new game come out on Steam, get a few sales at full price, like in a year or two later, like Assassin's Creed Origins came out 60, people bought it for 60 on Steam. That's fine. But then like a year or two later, it was like 40. And people were scooping it up for 40.
So doesn't that make the Stadia even worse then? Because now you don't even own a digital copy. You're just paying for the unlock to be able to play the game.
Yeah.
It's like buying a physical case with only a CD key in it. You know what I mean? You're just like.
But
literally...
I mean, you technically will always have it because, like, say you don't pay this. I mean,
until Google Stadia goes away forever, and then I don't have anything.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I guess that's the risk if you're going into. I mean, like that was the risk when probably Steam first came out. You bought a digital game, you probably still paid full price. You don't know how long Steam is going to be around, but I mean, yeah, look at where it is now. You can't see Steam going anywhere. Like they're here for the long run.
But I have a physical download on my computer, so
Steam's
someone else can come along and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Steam's gone, but we created this custom launcher that lets you play your game still, or something like that."
Like once you
or
buy
that
it for Steam, you download it to your computer.
Yeah.
That game is yours.
Yeah, it
This
just
is different 'cause
launches through.
You're streaming this from a whole different thing. So you don't own the game.
So maybe next year in the future, when Stadia launches, they need to have like some sort of hard drive disk that like you can download.
Yeah,
a copy.
Steam is just like your library of downloads. Like so you could just like download it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like something in the future. Stadia is like, we just realized not everybody can stream everywhere, but we still want them to play everywhere. We'll make this like portable hard drive that you connect to your laptop or connect to your TV or connect to something. So it's still a console, but it just holds all your digital copies. We just went backwards. We just took the other way around.
I like this little breakdown though.
It would have to be able to connect to just your PC, because if you wouldn't be able to connect to your TV and play it, because if it's just like a hard
that's why you need. That's why you need the Google Stream.
HDMI. Just go HDMI.
No, if it's just a hard drive, it's not going to have the processing power to process your game input.
Well, that's why I said it would still have to have some sort of like interface or whatever built
which is
into
why
it.
you have to
TVs wouldn't have that. You'd have to put it into like a PC.
Well, I mean,
TVs stream stuff on their own now. You talking about if the hard drive had just only the games?
Like, I think what Steve's talking about is just like the TV itself. It doesn't have like the software to like process an actual
Like
game
that
where you're streaming it. Like the server has all that processing power there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like it doesn't have like a GPU, CPU, type stuff to
yeah.
process all the information.
Because Google's basically processing all that and then streaming it to you.
That's what the Google Stadium thing is, right?
It processes all your information that you put in,
Yeah.
and then so it like takes your input and then it processes it and spits it back at you.
Well, still, if they could make like one that even hooks to your computer or whatever, or even you'd be able to download a game onto your phone, right?
We'll see. I mean, this is all the new future stuff. We'll find out if it's too soon for the the world right now, or it'll be a big hit.
We'll see what the rollout looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's still when did it say?
I bought
did
the
they give
Founders
it?
Edition, so
You did?
I did.
Holy shit!
I gotta try it.
We got a first-hand look. Looks like I'll be able to. I was gonna say I like this conversation we had, and we'll be able to keep a close eye on it. Looks like we'll be able to keep an even closer eye on it.
We'll be testing it at Steve's house on his internet.
Yeah.
Oh boy! All right, I'm down, dude.
You got a limited, Steve.
No, but I'll be able to look back and be like, "Oh, we're getting close. We're done."
We can't podcast this week because
we
we're out of
can't
internet.
podcast this week 'cause we can't upload nothing because we use all the internet. Nah, but it'll be good to find out where this thing goes. I like the conversation we had on.
No official date on it though, like for when it actually goes live.
Well, it comes within I think August. Was it August?
I don't remember the exact date, but yeah,
It's the end of this year. They're gonna start shipping the founders packages.
Okay.
They'll let you pick. You get as a founder, you get to pick your name first. You get to sign up for the service first. You get that extra controller and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it uses whatever controllers
you
you
can
can hook up to anything.
I think the controller was like $70 if you want to buy their controller.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well,
So it was for I think it was only 130, so it wasn't a bad deal for what you got. 3 months for you, 3 months for a friend. That's $30. It's $60. Controller 70. That's already 130 right there. Plus you get the Chromecast Ultra, which I think are like what, $60-$70 probably.
Something around there.
All the Chrome Ultra comes with it.
The Chrome Ultra comes with it. So even if you don't play it, you still got a Chrome Ultra. You can hook up to your TV to stream or whatever.
So we'll see. We'll see what it looks
And then
like.
I think you also get your Destiny with it.
Oh yeah, and you get Destiny, which is a 60.
Nobody gives a fuck about Destiny, dude. Let me transition.
Well,
Jesus,
moving on. We'll keep a close eye on it.
$60 for the Chrome Ultra.
We'll let you know as soon as we get to try this out. Moving on to the next.
No.
What do you want, man? You don't want to
I've
move
been
on?
trying to transition to the next topic for the past fucking 5 minutes.
Mark
you
wants
guys
to be the
wanna
host.
Talk about the fucking. Well, dude.
Mark wants to host finally.
Finally. Oh Jesus.
All right, just moving on.
Hey,
Mark.
so E3 is a big thing.
I was about to say, dude. Somebody say something. Can I believe Steve said that? You about to make me say something about the fucking audio? Holy shit. Anyways, what I was gonna say
deja
was,
vu at the podcast here today.
we've had a lot of deja vu.
All right,
What I was gonna say was, speaking of Microsoft, yes, that's how long this was. Because when I tried to transition, then we started talking about how much it costs. I thought we were done with it. Anyways, what did we see at E3 today?
Yeah, so we today as a group we watched the Microsoft conference. Big thing that had my eye that I caught was the number one thing for me, Phantasy Star Online 2.
First of all, they showed off a lot of games.
Yeah,
Like-
no, they
60 plus games.
Yep.
60 plus
60?
games.
yeah, 60.
Which
I mean-
I guess them being like the solo
Yeah,
big council
yeah.
showing, 60 plus games is pretty good.
I think that's good. That's what Microsoft needed because in my opinion, Microsoft. I mean, nothing against Microsoft fans that watch us. I'm not a Microsoft person. I'm not a huge Xbox player. I mean, I loved playing Halo back in the day. I like playing Gears, but that's literally all you got me for, man. I'm not a Forza person, nothing else. And back then, I thought their E3 conference was not that good. Last year was good. I think the last year was probably one of their better ones. And then this year, again, showing gaming is is what sold it to me. So I don't think they did bad this year. They showed tons of great games that I wanted. And like I was saying, Phantasy Star Online 2 is my takeaway, my main takeaway from what they showed. Because that, to me, is a classic game. I spent hundreds of hours playing that game back in the day.
I've never played Phantasy Star, but that game looked cool. I like to be able to custom my own character and
Phantasy Star Online.
being able to play with your friends, kind of sweet.
Phantasy Star Online is a huge throwback. It's a great game, open world, great game to enjoy with friends.
I mean, to me, like next to WoW, that was like one of the first MMO. And at that time, I was so young, I didn't even realize it probably was an MMO yet. Like I just knew that you can hook it up. You can hook it up online.
Was MMO even like a phrase back then?
It was like a game where like you could basically what it was. The original Phantasy Stars, like the GameCube version, it was like a split screen like adventure game, but no one knew of an MMO. But you could go online and like do missions with other people. But like,
were they open world missions or were they like Monster Hunter where you have to queue for it and invite?
You kind of had to queue for it. They had a hub.
It's a hub world.
Yeah, they had a hub world, and then like you team up with your friends, and then you choose a mission, and then you like go out on that mission.
Now, Phantasy Star Online 2, I'm assuming is already out in Japan, or is this a new thing?
I want to say there is. I remember a couple years back, I tried to sign up for that beta because there was rumors about it saying that they were going to come out. Like
Phantasy Star Online, it's been out in Japan.
Yeah, okay, and like I was trying to get into the beta again. It was only for, like Japanese users. I was trying to like get a VPN and do all this work around just to play it. Never got invited to it, so I didn't really get a chance. But and then I just gave up trying to look up for it. But I am super excited that it's coming to the West, and that was for me my big thing that I took away from their conference.
How about you, Mark? What was your favorite thing from the Xbox conference?
Well, oh man, Star Wars, man.
Star Wars?
Oh man, Star Wars. Fallen Order. Looks good, man. I've been reading a lot on it, and finally got to see some gameplay, and I must say it lived up to its hype. It looks really good. I like it.
Dude, I used to play like the only Star Wars game besides like the MMO I remember playing was I think it was like the episode 1 for PlayStation back in the day, and just being able to like block lasers with your lightsaber and shoot them back was always cool, and be able to force grab people and knock them off edges or whatever you could do was sweet. So like watching this game, it showed all that kind of stuff. I know he has like an extra ability where he kind of freezes time almost.
That was my bigger question. It's like when did Star Wars and Jedi like be able to like stop time?
Is that in a movie somewhere that I missed, Mark?
He's not stopping time. What are you talking about?
Where he like he can freeze people. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not stopping time. It's like a medium between like force push and force pull.
So he's like shaking them, like the Flash when he goes through walls.
Yeah, that's why it looks like that.
Because it looked like he stopped time, because he stopped time on that one blaster thing, and he pulled the other guy and moved him right in front of that bullet.
That was like probably one of the.
That was sick, dude.
That was one of.
He does it in. It's in episode 7. Kylo Ren does it, in one of the opening scenes actually when he shows up on the planet, and they're like enslaving all those, or not enslaving them, but they're like beating the crap out of all those people because they're looking for the coordinates for Luke Skywalker. And Poe was like hiding like on a dune hill far away. He tried to snipe Kylo Ren, tried to take him out real quick. So Kylo's talking to somebody, some troopers or whatever. He's like, move him over there, get him over there, look for it, So Poe's like, oh man, I got him right here. I'm about to just end this whole thing right now, right? Snipes him, but then like Kylo just like turns around and like stops the blaster bolt right in. And then,
I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
remember that?
Yeah, because he like had that frozen there like pretty much the whole scene, and then at the end when he was leaving, it like shot out.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, dude, he's doing it, dude!" But it's basically just it's like a mixture. The way the guy, because I watched the extended clip of the guy talking to the developers on stage or whatever, and he was just saying it's like the way he explained it was it's like a medium between force push and force pull. He's just like keeping them there, pushing them back and forth like really quick.
I mean, to me, like I know it was alpha footage, but like at this point in the generation, I felt like it should look, I don't know, like maybe a little bit more realistic, a little more polished to me. I don't know if you kind of, I don't know. Like you've seen some other games out there, right, that look really, really, really good, and then you see this
like
one,
Flight Simulator.
like Flight Simulator.
That Flight Simulator, man, that got us.
Yeah,
so
bro.
good.
Like
looks
you know
so
what I'm saying
clean.
though, like there's a
graphics
lot
look
of really
crisp.
Nothing's
nice,
gonna get as clear as Flight Simulator.
but like
What do you mean by polished though? I guess I'm confused.
I don't know, it looked a little clunky
Like
to me.
outdated?
Kind of.
Like it looks like something that belonged in the Wii U?
No, not that far back. But
Said, don't you dare.
I mean, I thought it looked when it opened up, like, you know, I thought it looked really good. I mean, granted, again, it is alpha, so
it is alpha
who knows?
footage,
Like,
so I'm
they'll
sure it'll
probably
be a little
polish
bit
it up.
more polished.
I will say, yeah, when like they zoomed in when at the very end of that trailer and of the gameplay where they zoom in kind of at the Wookiee, I was just like, oh yeah, what's up with how that looked? Like the Wookiee just like he looked off, like, you know, but you know, who knows? Maybe they'll polish it up. But overall, like the main thing of those, like the gameplay looks sweet, and it's something that, you know, we don't see a lot of anymore. It's just like a single player action game. Like,
and
that's not
I don't know
if
if you noticed, but as he was playing through, he got like these little like ability point unlocks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can like put them into like lightsaber use or like force use, and maybe like go down some skill trees to learn some cool stuff, which kind of makes replayability and even like playing levels like different ways kind of cool. Which in Star Wars, having like all those abilities and stuff would be kind of cool in a single player
Well, that's what he
type
said
game.
on the video that I watched. That's what he said. He's like, you see the part where he got to that ledge and you look down at the flame troopers setting those spiders on fire.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know, the guy that was playing, he went down there and fought him. But like, you can either decide to just sit there and watch them fight each other and then just move on. But then that's no fun because you don't gain any ability points that way. So obviously he jumped down there and fought him. But yeah, it's like got a lot of replay value. So that'll be fun to play. And I'm curious on the skill trees too. I wonder what the ability, like how, like the depth of the skills. I'm curious to see that.
Yeah, I hope there's like ways to unlock like new lightsaber moves and new force moves, and like being able to like kind of throw bosses like eventually, because like you saw him pick up the boss and like try to force pull him into him, and he just got slapped around a couple times.
Was awesome. That wasn't a boss, but that was just like
Well, you know, like a
like
bigger
an elite.
yeah,
elite
like
guy,
an elite, yeah.
Yeah, which he said those guys weren't even. I mean, I've watched all the movies thousands of times, but like, yeah, those guys weren't in any of the movies. I'm like, what kind of trooper is that? Those were created for this game. Those guys aren't anywhere in the movies to be seen, but like those guys were dope. Like you see him try to pull them, and he stabbed the staff into the ground to try to resist, and then when he gave in to pull, then he just like, you could tell like they're gonna counter you. I was like, that is sick, dude.
So I'm wondering if like your abilities, like as you go on, like doing certain things like that might get stronger, and you might be able to do cool things.
I wonder if like what I mean by depth is like, obviously you put points into those moves and they get stronger, but what I mean by depth is like, we all know like Star Wars, there's always like a good and evil struggle, like light side, dark side. I wonder if like the things you do, are you going to be able to get any of the dark side powers? Like, can I force lightning somebody? Can I
go towards the Sith?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You're trying to get a Star Wars fable. That's what
You gotta pick the dark options.
Yeah, can I get some red lightsaber crystals going? You know, can I find those or something?
I mean, we'll see, because this story is supposed to be right after Episode 3, correct?
Yeah.
And he's one that considered some of the last few Jedis left. So I watched the same conference as you as part of that EA Play thing. They were saying like he's not in the game that they showed, he's not a Padawan anymore, but he's not technically a Jedi yet either.
Yeah.
He's like in like pretty much that in between of becoming a Jedi. So
he seems pretty strong for not being.
And like I mean, I guess that's where like it's gonna be interesting, because like from pretty much all the Star Wars movies I've seen, there's someone training the guy, and if there's no Jedis to train him, like Josh,
Forrest Whitaker is training him.
like how is he gonna be?
That was Forrest Whitaker. That was Forrest Whitaker.
Like, how is he gonna be like powerful, and how is he gonna learn all these abilities without having like a master to learn from or anything like that? Or yeah, like you said, maybe he will like learn some Sith powers, and he won't even realize that's a Sith power because there's no one teaching him. Like, he's just like, oh man, I just shot lightning. You know, it might be just out of randomness, and it's definitely interesting. I mean, I'm excited for it. That is one of the bigger titles that I think
wasn't there a Star Wars game where you could kind of go light or dark though, and you would get lightning abilities or whatever? I swear there was.
Did that happen in?
I mean, I think no. We actually picked the faction. Oh no! Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
maybe it was Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Okay. Because your face changed and stuff too as you got.
Oh yeah, if you were making all the jacked up decisions, you start turning looking evil as.
Was that the MMO? Or was
no.
It's.
I know on the MMO you could do your face would turn dark.
Yeah. They got that. Yeah, the Old Republic.
Maybe I am thinking Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Huh?
Maybe I am thinking Old Republic.
Oh yeah, the MMO it did that too.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the original. They did that.
Might have been.
You couldn't choose. You didn't choose you couldn't choose between light and dark. I mean, obviously you can make the decision making aspect came from KOTOR, but you couldn't if you made a bunch of evil decisions, you don't develop Force Lightning all of a sudden. Your class basically set your moves.
Right.
Yeah, I think the only thing that you would get for going light or dark was I think there was weapons or armor options or something like that. That was it.
What about you, Josh? What was your takeaway of your?
Man, what would you like to see? All right.
So let me tell you this, Mark.
Yeah.
My takeaway, first of all, the Xbox Game Pass is, I think, a pretty good idea. Because at first we were talking, it's an extra cost on top of Xbox Live, where, Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus already give you some free games. But now Microsoft has all these studios, so their Microsoft Studio games, as they release, are going to be a part of the Game Pass, which is kind of cool. And then being able to pay for Xbox Live, the Game Pass on PC and Xbox, all in one cost, I think is a pretty good choice on their part.
Not even that, including with just paying for Xbox Live. You get the, what was it? It was $15, right? $14.99.
Yeah, $14.99. Or how much is PlayStation Plus a month?
I don't know. I was by the year. So
so
it's $60. So
I want to say it's $9.99.
I think it's if you pay monthly, it's $9.99.
Yeah.
So $15 isn't that bad. And then also being able to play those first party titles as soon as they launch, I think is worth the cost, in my opinion, if you like Xbox games. But so I like that. Plus, right now you can get it for $1, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I saw you take your phone.
I did take it out and signed up. Got a month.
Oh man, here I go.
I got a month.
You got my dollar, dude.
He said, "You got my dollar."
But I think that was a smart decision on their part, not being oh yeah, Xbox Game Pass, $10 a month, but you have to have an Xbox Live subscription to use it, and then paying that on top of it. But so combining it all was definitely a good choice on their part. And then Gears,
that one
just announcing that they were going to show over the next few months all of the different game modes for multiplayer was cool to me.
Yeah, I think
the arcade mode that they said we're going to announce, or they were going to show footage of later on. Then they said we have a new Horde mode with character abilities that they were going to show.
I love
on.
Horde mode.
Yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but Horde mode back in the Gears 3 Horde mode was
I love any
awesome.
type of Horde mode. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Back when what was it?
ODST.
ODST had that too.
Horde
Man, that was super fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Horde modes are fun.
But their escape mode looked really cool too. I like that.
Yeah,
that
the escape
idea.
mode sounds like because I don't. What games were we playing where you were being chased by the wall of? It was like a horror game where there was a wall behind you with a face in there, and it would kind of move forward. And
I know
you
what
were
you're talking about, but
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but that's kind of what it reminded me of. You're not only trying to escape, you're trying to kill. You're running from a gas, and you're trying to kill everything in your path.
To me, it reminds me going back to, I know you don't like it, but Destiny, or Taken King, where you're trying to get what was it, the Black Spindle, where again you had to run as fast as you could, trying to make through all these crazy elite monsters and trying to get try to get there in that certain amount of time. And I mean, this is basically the same thing. You gotta escape the gas, you got to make sure you get it out and go through. It looks like, waves, like sections at a time to make it through. And each section, as you progress, will get harder until you get the end. So I think it looks sweet.
Just the Gears multiplayer game modes alone, like, make me actually excited for the game. Like, single player, I'm sure it's good, but the multiplayer is like where it's at. That's like really got me excited.
I don't even have an Xbox, but I bought Gears 4 for my PC. I even have the Xbox Gears controller with it too.
Oh,
and then the other thing, obviously,
like I said.
obviously, Mark, we showed a little bit more Halo. I am disappointed that we didn't see any gameplay whatsoever.
They ain't ready. They ain't gonna ever be ready.
I mean, they announced the new system, which I'm assuming Halo is going to be a launch title with the new system.
I'm pretty sure that Halo is going to be a launch title for that.
For sure. Yeah.
So, but
it just sucks because what was it? They showed just a clip of it last year, and now they just showed an
a
extended
little
clip.
bit longer clip.
Yeah, a longer clip. That's about
actually, it might have been shorter than the clips that they showed them last time.
Oh, is that the exact same thing?
No,
it's a different one.
No, it's a different clip. But
yeah, but it's just the thing is, like, you showed us a trailer, and this is another year now, and all you showed us is just another CGI trailer. No gameplay, nothing.
I wanted at least, again, Gears going the same route. Like, here's the game modes we're planning for multiplayer. You'll see it in the coming months. Just something like that.
At least Gears, like, even though they didn't show gameplay, they'll have gameplay footage at E3, so we can watch that and take a look.
But I mean, those were what got me.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
Yeah, Steve, what did you see that you liked, dude?
I really liked Borderlands 3. It looked pretty sweet.
Oh.
Yeah,
Flight
Simulator.
That Flight Simulator. I don't know about y'all.
Hey man, those graphics when I came on, it blew me away.
Tricked me. I thought it was gonna be like
we're gonna come over
shooter or something like that. But yeah,
we're gonna come over one day. Steve's gonna have like a full cockpit built up with the.
He'd be sitting like, y'all trying to get in on this Flight Simulator? All right, Steve, what'd you like about Borderlands? Man?
Borderlands. I mean, I like other Borderlands too. Just a new game. The people seem pretty sweet. That one chick that pops into the big old
mech
and stuff like that, pretty sweet. And that one guy had like a clone that he left behind to shoot and stuff.
Yep. I've actually.
And then one guy had beasts to come out and summon, so you had like 3 pets.
Sweet, man.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I forgot about the Beastmaster guy. He seemed pretty cool.
I watched, like, we've all played Borderlands. If people haven't, we've played it for quite a while. Like, I know me and Steve, we played the first one for like months on end, farming that stupid worm boss guy. I don't even remember his name. It's been so long. But we did that for a while, and we maxed out like every character, got like dope weapons for everyone too, and stuff like that. So, but I did watch a little more into it too. Like, so the Siren, Mark, I know you were like thinking
she got a little spice to her, dude.
Yeah,
I like her.
She grows like extra arms with her like siren powers, and then she can like smash the ground, making like a giant wave. But the person I thought that was probably one of the coolest that they showed more in depth. Granted, after I saw what the other two characters do, I'm really interested to see what they do. But Zane is sweet because he can make a clone of himself. And he can teleport back and forth between those clones.
Oh, that's sweet.
So like he can you can position yourself like up a hill, and then you want to go down and get down a personal, take care of stuff, and
so he's an even better version of the Apex guy.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then you can just teleport back to your clone, and then your clone is just back down there and stuff. And
I'm not gonna lie, I would mess with that ability so much, just like run myself into like a whole bunch of enemies, come and shoot them, and when shit gets bad, just like pop back out.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a cool ability, and he has like another one too. I can't really remember what it was though. I think it's kind of like the same as like Roland and stuff like that, where you can make like a turret or something like that. I can't exactly, or like a barrier, which just overall round character type idea. But he seems pretty sweet. The one thing that I've always been, you guys played with me, I've always been the sniper type guy. I've always liked playing some type of sniper, and it doesn't seem like they have like a specific sniper class this time around. But I don't know. Borderlands is sweet. But they'll always announce extra characters now. Ever since Borderlands 3, they started adding more and more than just the base 4. So we'll probably get like
Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2, where they added like more, where it was like the Necromancer was added and stuff like that, and then like the Psycho guy got added. So I'm pretty sure they'll have like more classes with more abilities and stuff added to it too as well. But yeah.
Who you gonna play, Steve?
For what?
What character you gonna choose?
For Borderlands?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably have to get more like information on them.
Based off of what we saw at E3.
Because how many characters are there?
There's only 4 right now.
There's 4, so we each get one.
Either the mech chick or the guy who has the clone.
Oh,
Between those two.
The mech chick, I'll tell you that.
So you're gonna be the mech.
I don't know, man. I'm torn between the Siren and the mech chick. I'm probably the Siren though.
I'm torn between the Beastmaster and the clone guy.
Oh man.
Is the operator the clone guy? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Steve, dude. Commando.
He is always.
That's Steve,
Actually,
man.
did you play Commando too?
I think was Roland. Roland was the first one, right?
Yeah. He's the Commando on that.
But the other sweet thing they said is that while we're waiting for the game to come out, after how many years they're gonna have new DLC for the Handsome Collection for Borderlands 2.
Y'all trying to hop on a Handsome Jack collection tonight? I'm just playing. I gotta work tomorrow. Anyway,
I could do it, but I mean, yeah, we right now, for people that own a PlayStation and have PlayStation Plus, Borderlands Handsome Jack collection is free. You can download it right now if you don't have the game. So that's Borderlands 2 and what's the pre-sequel?
Yeah. Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel.
Yep, that's on there. So yeah, you can get that, and then you can just straight download the DLC for that for free too. So you can get the whole game for free. Get all set up right before Borderlands 3.
Get hyped, dude.
Get hyped. Take that Xbox Pass.
You can do the same thing on the Xbox Pass, Mark. It's free on the Xbox Game Pass too for Xbox fans out there.
Relax, buddy. Relax.
The other cool thing I saw, even it's not game related, but it was the
Flight Simulator.
the new Pro controller. The features on that, like being able to like the tension screw on like the joystick, that was pretty sweet, and then being able to like adjust the trigger so you don't have to like pull it down as much. You have like 3 different like settings.
How much do you think that's gonna go for, Steve?
150.
I want to say probably it's going to be the same price as the one the first one came out.
What was the first one?
150.
150.
I'm guessing
The first one.
I do have the first iteration of the Elite
It
controller.
has more options, right?
Yeah.
I think?
It has more options.
Didn't really know.
I have an Elite controller. I mean, what I used it for was the stoppers for like shooters, because you can actually control how far you have to press down, which is what I used it for mostly.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
they
used
had that already on the.
Yeah, they had that. On
I know
the
about the
one.
triggers, but do they have the tension thing on the joystick too?
I don't
think so.
know. I haven't messed with the joystick.
The main
I
thing
mess with the stoppers
when
mostly.
I was messing around with it, because I used to work at GameStop. Like the one thing I like is for shooters, instead of using the buttons, they had like the little things on the back that you can configure like A, B, and C for the back, so you never have to leave your fingers off of the joysticks.
The 4 buttons.
Yeah, the
that
4
you just-
buttons. So like that was one
the
of
first one has that too.
Yeah, so that was sick. Like, imagine playing a shooting game, never having you're just always there. You can melee real quick, reload real quick, never having to leave your fingers up. So it's pretty sweet. And then the adjustment of the trigger, like the bumpers, I think that's gonna be nice.
What got me though was that battery life for the controller.
Oh yeah, 40 hours. They said.
That's crazy.
I don't know like
Freaking
how
long
often
enough.
you had to charge when I was playing like Kingdom Hearts 3 or when I was playing Destiny, like hours and hours on end. I ended up having just like 2 controllers that I would plug in one of them, play with the other one until that one dies, and unplug that one and put
It's a constant battle.
It is constant
It's a
battle.
constant battle.
I sit close enough, or I just unplugged in the whole time. So
I just bought a 10-foot cord so I can play anywhere in my room.
I have a cord too, but like I bought a long cord too, but for some reason it's just something about being wireless, man. So my cord sits at like the entertainment system, and I'm wireless at the couch, and then when my shit's about to die, I'm like, dang. All right.
No.
I'll switch them out.
No, mine's usually always connected, so I usually don't have that problem too much. But yeah, it does suck that like the PlayStation, their battery life is not as long. But then again, this
is the first time Xbox.
This is the first time Xbox.
I didn't have to use
did it.
double
You gotta buy
A's.
batteries
Yeah,
back in the day.
I don't have to use double A's anymore.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
I got to go home and hook up my Game Pass and my Xbox. I got to
hey,
change
man.
my double A batteries real quick.
Hey man, but for $150, you don't have to worry about that no more.
I'm paying $150 for that shit. But yeah, I mean, it was a nice little snippet of what's to come. But what are we excited for?
Man, so the rest of E3 that's coming up, I know Bethesda's coming on. Actually, it's already on right now.
Do you want
So
to
we'll
just run through some of the games real quick? I can list them off and see if we're excited.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, I think, Mark, you missed this one, but the Outer Worlds.
Oh, that's supposed to be like a Fallout style, but in space. Like your choices, you can decide how your choices are gonna go. You could be a good guy to the world, to the the space world, that universe, or you can be like good bad guy, whatever. So it's basically Fallout in space, in my opinion.
It seems kind of interesting to me.
Yeah. Same idea, but I know a lot of people have a big following for that, but that's a good one.
Who makes
Josh,
that?
you didn't like that one?
Outer Worlds?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Nah.
Who
It's like one of those games that looks cool, but I probably will never play it.
Like Halo? Yeah.
I mean, if you like
Halo.
Fallout 4, and if you're a big fan of Fallout 4 or Fallout 3, you'll
Fallout
love this. This is the game for you.
Okay, next one is Bleeding Edge.
I don't feel like I saw enough from it to make a choice yet.
Yeah, it's hard to say with that one because that's gonna be. It's not battle royale, but it's gonna be it's an arena style game. It's gonna be 4v4, just PvPing basically. Yeah, so it's interesting. We'll see.
It seems kind of cool. It's like a third person view fighter action 4v4. It seemed kind of cool.
Yeah,
what was the one that looked kind of like Overwatch, but it was more like battle based?
Apex Legends?
No.
I don't know. Well, it might come down on the list. Next one was Star Wars. No, Mark.
Yeah,
that one seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
I'll watch Mark play it, but I'm not gonna pick it up.
I actually will probably do the same. I'll watch Mark play it, but I won't pick it up. To be honest.
Come on, man.
Blair Witch.
Oh man, I forgot about that. So you just mentioned it.
Nah.
It seemed interesting as like a horror game.
Yeah,
it felt like more of like a story playthrough type.
Which I have no problem
Jump
with.
scares.
Sometimes those are like you just chill out and just
No,
play.
I mean, like
you
if
can't
you play
chill with those kind of games, dude.
No, if you played if it's like Until Dawn, that'd be sweet. Like
Or
your
Fear.
choices.
Fear. That's the game I was talking about where the wall comes back.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what it was, dude. Fear was good. Fear was actually pretty fun.
We did play Fear.
I ain't playing no Fear, dude. I ain't playing no Silent Hills. I ain't playing no Blair Witches. What's next, dude?
Cyberpunk 2077.
I'll probably get that, to be honest.
Keanu, I'm getting it, bruh.
Keanu,
getting it,
dude,
man.
he's in
I will say
everything.
Keanu made a hard sell for me.
Dude, I'm getting it because Keanu's in it, dude. I'm getting it, dude.
But,
That was a big surprise
Yeah.
at the end. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And then he came out on stage.
Next one is Battletoads.
Oh,
It looked like a fun
It seemed kind of
everybody
close to like
download and
yeah.
Castle
Yeah.
Crasher almost.
It
but
did.
with like 3-player.
It
It's
did.
like a side scrolling.
Yeah.
Just
when I
beat 'em
watched
up,
it, I was like, yeah, Steve definitely want to pick
Steve's
this
getting
game up.
Battletoads, for sure. Steve's getting Battletoads.
probably. So that was-
It looked fun. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it'd probably
It
be
does.
like a fun couple hours, you know.
Dude, I miss those old school side scrollers.
yeah.
Next one is Flight Simulator.
Yo, that game looked crispy. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, honestly, if you didn't tell me it was
If-
Flight Simulator,
If I can't fly a real plane after that game, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
like
for real.
just watching like
For
the
real.
first 10 seconds, I was like, yo, this game looks amazing.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Next one is Lego Star Wars.
Getting it.
Being able to play through all 9 movies.
All the saga, dude. The whole saga. I'm getting it for sure.
That one looked pretty good.
My problem with the Lego games is they don't have like a good
Multiplayer.
online multiplayer.
Yeah, yep,
Like that's my
gonna
only
be
issue.
hard.
Like
Yeah.
I'd love to play through the game with like somebody else because like the Lego games aren't that bad. Like they're actually like pretty decent, especially like the Star Wars ones because you can pick someone up, throw them against the wall, and they bust
To
apart.
bust out in Legos?
Yeah.
Man, that's the funniest crap ever, man.
So it's cool, but like just some sort of multiplayer online thing would be cool.
For sure.
But
Next would be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
getting
gonna
that
be
for sure. I'm about to be broke, dude.
That game looks pretty sweet. The only thing to me is that obviously it looks like it just focuses on him. I mean, I just want more information on it.
I want more info because like every single player Dragon Ball Z comes out, it starts the same way, and you play through the same story, and it's just as like obviously as the show continues on, you just get a little bit more story each time. But so I want something. I want something a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like maybe like the battle system. Because you kind of saw a little bit of it, but those looked like more preset moves that you did when you like do something like put in a certain combo or whatever.
Yeah.
The thing that worries me is for that game is that how long is that? Are you gonna put a $60 price on a game where you saw the free?
It better go all the way up through the Tournament of Power. That's all I'm saying.
And what I mean, but see, the thing is, it said Z, so is it just gonna go up to Boo, which was like only 2 bosses later, and then that's it? $60 game for that. But I mean, well, again,
it better go all the way up through the Tournament of Power. That's all I'm saying. I want to fight Jiren, dude.
It looked cool, but we need more information on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is 12 minutes.
That game actually looks really good. But the only thing again with that game is like, even though it's a game that you get it'll probably have hundreds of different scenarios that you can go through. But honestly, probably playing like a good 3 to 5 hours of that, you probably see like 80% of it.
Because it looked interesting, and I'm wondering if it's like decision based. So like there's so many different things you can do based on your movements or by what you click or what you interact with in that room. Like affects like the outcome, and you're trying to do all of the correct things in the correct order to end up like having the outcome you need, right?
That's kind of sweet though. I'll pay $10.
It sounds interesting.
I'll pay $10.
It's definitely not like
it all depends on the price.
Next one on the list was Gears 5. We talked about that quite a bit.
I will probably pick it up, to be honest.
For Windows.
I'm not picking that shit up.
It was gonna be on PC then.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because
all the Gears games,
all the
like
exclusive PC, like Microsoft games are also on PC. Okay. So yeah.
Next one is Dying Light 2.
I like the first one, just like being able to do the multiplayer, like just like kind of like a parkour zombie type game. But I don't know, it wasn't enough to really get me probably to do a second one, in my opinion. So probably.
I didn't really show enough. I'm like, I didn't know exactly what was gonna be.
I didn't play the first one either.
I didn't play the first one, so I had absolutely no idea what was gonna go. Phantasy Star Online 2.
Oh, that's a must buy for me. That's gonna be that. Yeah.
If everybody picks it up, I'll definitely pick it up.
So that's gonna be a
check
buy.
It out.
For sure.
Got the collector's edition.
Crossfire X. Crossfire X.
I want to see more. Yeah, like it didn't really show much.
Was that Battleship?
That's the one that's from Smilegate.
I know.
Yeah, so
what does Smilegate make?
Epic 7. Playing that.
What is that?
All right. Tales of Arise.
Oh, I buy all the Tales games, so I'm up to buy that.
For like, you know how like they all have like a similar look. This one just looked a little bit more like,
clean. Like the graphics looked a lot better.
Like a lot better. Like
the environment looked really good.
Like environment and like the monsters that you fight looked a little bit more detailed. So this one actually looked pretty solid.
Regardless, I buy usually like almost all of them.
So buy it at full price.
What's your favorite Tales game?
My favorite Tales game
of all time.
Symphonia.
Of all time? I don't know.
Symphonia was my favorite.
Mine might be Destiny's 2. And Mark came over. What was it? I forgot what summer it was. We were in high school though.
Yeah, we were in high school.
Yeah, Mark came over every day almost that summer, and we played Tales of Destiny's 2 for like 2 months. Yeah,
that was a good game.
I like Symphonia. I did like what's the one where she's like evil? Is it Berseria?
Berseria, yeah, that's one of the newer ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't marked. Want to play it?
Yeah, I also loved it.
I'll try and get it off Steam for like $20.
All right, next one is Borderlands 3, which I think we all agree.
I'll pick that one up for sure.
That one. Yeah. Elden Ring.
That one, I honestly hate those games.
I don't like popping the disc in and then like getting my ass whooped for an hour.
Like I mean, I love Bloodborne. That one's fun, and I liked. Actually, no, that was the only one. Sorry. Everything else, I kind of hated Dark Souls. I just not a
pass.
And then the last one on my list I have here is Halo Infinite.
That's a hard pass.
I want to see more.
I want to see more.
Halo 5 was it? Halo 5 was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Halo 5 was pretty much like a letdown, dude.
Well,
I didn't even play that one.
But I don't know. That's gonna. I don't know. I can't tell. I didn't even do Halo 5 just because it didn't. I guess maybe I just grew out of it. I just, wasn't I don't know.
That's a hard pass for me, Steve.
But now since we finished the list of the games that Microsoft showed, that at least they showed videos of.
Those were the highlight ones.
Yeah, the highlight ones. What are we looking forward to?
That's what.
Yeah, no, sorry, Mark.
No, that's.
So let's start with like who's coming up, like which company?
Right now, like I was saying, Bethesda's doing theirs. We'll probably just watch that later on the week, and we'll go back and see it next week.
I'm not really expecting anything from Bethesda, so.
I mean, the big thing that everyone, I'm pretty sure, is hoping to see Elder Scrolls.
I think they already said that they weren't going to announce anything for Elder Scrolls.
Oh, then that's a hard pass on that one. What
Then
are we
they don't
looking
got
forward to tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Square Enix.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the biggest one. So I'm happy they have to do 7. Because they already showed a little bit more trailer, so I'm assuming they're gonna go more in depth with that. And then the other big one that they have is their Marvel game, and they officially announced it. They even have a website having the countdown for it and everything that they're gonna show gameplay. So that one is gonna be hopefully a very exciting game to look at.
Avengers for me is probably like the game I'm most hyped for. So it also is potentially the biggest letdown of the show because I have pretty high expectations for this game. So it's like, 1, it's a Square Enix game, and 2, it's an Avengers game. So like my expectations are like way up here.
Yeah.
So they better have like crazy features. They better have a good multiplayer and a great story.
I wouldn't mind I'm not looking for a multiplayer.
Well, they already announced that it was.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
it is a multiplayer.
Yeah.
Right.
It was leaked that it's a 4-player, up to 4-player game where you customize your character. So
Yeah. Well, again, we'll have to see. But I mean, anybody got any Ubisoft things that they're looking forward to?
well, going back to like Final Fantasy really quick, I want to know more about pricing and release scheduling for.
I need to know where this ends off. I mean, you can't spoil the game that I've already beat probably multiple times.
Right. So we know what to expect.
Yeah, we know what to expect.
We know what the story's going to be. We know that it looks good. I want to know its release schedule, whether it's going to be in episodes. I want to know what the pricing is going to be and how it's going to come out and their timeline for it.
Yeah.
Like that's what
I
I want.
That's what's going to be.
We already know it's going to be a great game. It's going to look good. I want to know how it's going to be released.
Oh, I know I'm going to be. That to me might be the biggest disappointment. Like if you're saying me all of that whole game is going to be Midgar, I might break something.
I might break something. You're trying to hit me with the 60 on the top of my head for like, call it episode 1, and I only get to travel around in Midgar.
Yeah.
We might have to fight, man.
Yeah.
We might have to fight.
But we'll see.
Yeah, Ubisoft, I mean, everybody already knows Watch Dogs 3 is the big thing.
Yep.
Again, like it's a Watch Dogs game, so features is really going to be the big thing, like what you can do. They said you could pretty much play as anyone, so I think you can kind of like control whoever.
Yeah, that's a pretty
that sounds like a
big.
And
I don't know.
Each person has their own like identity, their own like features, their own
That's a
everything.
tough pill to swallow for me to believe that you can be any NPC throughout that entire world.
This kind of brings me back to that first what's it called, Division, where Division 1 was first announced, right? And they had all of these features that you could do.
Yeah.
And then they kind of like released the game, and you're like, man, do you remember all the stuff that they said they wanted to do when they released it? And then none of that stuff was in there. Like, Watch Dogs has like a lot of these crazy features that they're hyping up to be like really unique and
I think that's the problem.
Huge, and
they announce like stuff and make all these sweet like ideas, and then we get so hyped, and then it's just like.
Because I want to see some more cool stuff with like a mobile app for Watch Dogs, like I want to be on and I want to mess with Mark like big time. Because I think Watch Dogs did have one thing where you could like pretend you were wasn't it Watch Dogs where you could pretend you were a person and no one knew who you were and what you were trying to do?
That was like one of their multiplayer things. Like you can go into someone's game and you can get hacked, or you can hack their game to get info. And I forgot what the perks was of doing that. Like you got like more like you got skill points or experience or something like that. And it was a cool interaction, like a cool idea. Like so if someone came into your game and you got hacked, you had like I don't know, like 5 minutes to figure it out. And like the person can only go into like a limited area. And once they left that area, then like, they lose. But you had to find them and then you had to kill them. And it was kind of sweet because like they would just like, you could pretend to be a pedestrian and you're just walking around and you're just like, yep, just not doing anything here, Phil, just hacking your stuff, and it was a cool concept, and I wish they did do something more with that. But
yeah, that's what that's what I kind of want to see. I want to see like more features. I want to see like an app where you can mess with people and like connect to their games, or like even help them out, maybe do stuff like help them like open doors, or something cool.
Yeah.
That's what like they've been trying to do with all their games, because like the original Watch Dogs was like that. They were saying like you can use, like, they'll have a mobile app that you can connect with your friend to try to help, like, give your buddy like pathways to, like, if you're driving a car, like, don't worry, man, I'll hit all the green lights for you, like I'll hack, like, the traffic signals so you can make your trip easier, or mess you around, be like, it's a red light,
red light. You just see all the lights in front of you. It's like, hey, Josh has hacked into your game. Red lights all the way down.
And I mean, like, but that didn't really go off in Watch Dogs, and the same thing with Division. Like, that was another big thing that they said they would do too. Like,
you can control like the drones,
you can control a drone
and like help them shoot
and help
then
you
hop
shoot,
in. But those features never made it.
That never made it in either.
Nope.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, for me, out of Ubisoft, the one thing that I like, me and Marcus have been playing Division 2 a little bit. I mean, we haven't recently. We haven't played in a while. We should probably go back because I want to do that raid. But Ghost Recon looks really cool. I don't think we talked about this before in the podcast, but I hope they show more game footage of that.
Shane.
Yeah, Punisher. He's in there. But yeah, to me, the idea of that game looks cool. Being like a ghost in that little island trying to, kill people, assassinate people. But the environment affects your whole survivability. Like, if you get shot and you break a leg, like, after the firefight, you actually have to, like, strap your leg back together, or your teammate has to come. So, like, you have to do everything efficiently, or if you don't, it's going to get worse and worse for you. Because if you get shot, you can, like, bleed out, or apparently you can get infected or something like that. At least that's what they were showing in the gameplay. So we'll see how that works. And
Realistic
they have a little bit of
war.
They have, like, a little bit of Metal Gear Solid style too, where, like, after you kill somebody, their body stays there, and you have to, like, move the body, or else someone can find it and then realize they're there. So a little bit of
that old school Splinter Cell stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Drag the body into the shadows.
Yep. So I'm excited for that, because I've always, Mark, us, we've been playing a lot of even Steve and all the guys, we always play like co-op shooters. That's always been a fun thing to do. So hopefully this one will be something great that we can pick up. I mean, I think it's just a 3-man squad, so someone's gonna have to sit out. But yeah, I think I don't know. It might be 4, but in the trailer, I think it was
just like Destiny, man.
Yeah, I think it's just a 3-man squad. Yeah, I think it's just 3-man squad.
Anything you want to see, Steve?
I didn't really check at what they have, so.
Not even Nintendo, Steve.
We'll see what the week brings us, and then we'll touch base with you guys next week. I know I personally want to see the Square Enix stuff as well, but
what about Nintendo, Mark?
Yeah, I want to see some Pokemon stuff.
Well, they already had the Direct.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon Direct. Yeah,
what'd you think?
I wasn't gonna talk about it. It's 'cause it's late.
The Dynamax, bro.
Yeah, that shit was whack. But the Dynamax thing, I wasn't really impressed with. But the Pokemon raid battle, the wild area, that looks sweet.
I just think the whole open world and the cities, like everything that
nice.
The Dynamax thing, like I wish they would take a step back and just give me all of the cool features of like the huge open world, all the Pokemon running around, all the cities with the, like crazy shops and whatever, but like take out all the stuff that like you're trying to add to make it cool again.
Yeah,
like
just
like
it's a little too over
it's
the
a little
top.
It's a little too over the top.
The Dynamax is definitely over the top.
Like the mega thing was, it was all right.
The mega evolutions were like you could have held on to the Dynamax thing and just gave me more mega evolutions.
Yeah.
Like it's as simple as that. Like because everyone's going to be like immersed into like this. It's a new world, a new region, new Pokemon. That's what people look for in a Pokemon game.
And then
always.
And then I want like when I use a move on you, I want you to like see the effect of the move like on the other Pokemon instead of just like an animation. I want your Pokemon to feel. Yeah, so like if I use a water move on you or whatever, your Pokemon's like dripping wet. Yeah. I want to see your flame go out on your Charmander's tail, dude.
Oh wow, dude. Wow, that's dark.
It's like your Charmander died.
You haven't lost your damn mind, dude.
No, but you know what I mean, like with the animations, like it's just like, oh, here's a waterfall move, it's going towards you, oh, you get hit.
So you want it to be more like interactive.
A little bit, like instead of like the Dynamax having those like crazy features, I want to see like.
If you want to see if you hydro pump my Jinx, you want her to be wet.
I want her to be wet, yeah, dude.
I don't know. I think the Dynamax thing's all right. I mean, because at least like if they just made big Pokemon, yeah, I think that's stupid. But like at least with the big Pokemon, they have like over the top effects to make it look cool with the new gen stuff.
I just think it's a little too much.
If you hit so if you talking about like the raid mechanic, like just overall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you hit me with the Dynamax thing, all right. So if we go into a raid battle, and we have to defeat this Pokemon because it's inflicted with the whatever Dynamax is, that's fine. But you're saying that our Pokemon, it's a new mechanic where our Pokemon can become Dynamax and grow larger. Dude, keep all that, man. Just give me a Mega Evolution. You know what I mean?
Like I think the raid battles and those encounters should have just been like either like an evolved form of a Pokemon that's like harder to get, or like a legendary, like the legendary dogs.
Or they could have made raid battles legendary battles. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like the legendary dogs. Like, oh man, guys, in the open world, there's an Entei in my game. Like, come join and let's take him out so we can all catch him. Well, just something like that. Kind of like how Pokemon Go made these big, like, hey, come here and everybody can fight this Mewtwo when they first announced it, but then now it's just like in a gym with, you fight.
Well, that's where I think that I kind of like the way how they go about it, because they're trying to make it where they have this game like have a super longevity to it, because based off of the Pokemon Direct, like, so the Wildlands will have tons of different Pokemon. Obviously most of it's going to be, or a mixture of a good from like the old to the new, but the whole point is like if you fight, like you can't unlock those Pokemons in the wild unless you defeat them in the raid. Like you won't be able to see a regular Vulpix unless you defeat the Dynamax version of it. And then so like what they'll probably do is they'll probably do like a weekly or maybe daily thing where it's just like, hey, get your group together for this week because we're putting Squirtle out. So then you can start catching Squirtles at a normal basis or start finding them at a normal pace. So like it's cool in that factor that we're earning to get our Pokemon instead of like having to like just bring back from older games.
You could have done the same. You could have done the same thing without making like a big ass Squirtle appear on my screen. Like my thing is like, okay, that's cool, but like let it just be a normal Blastoise, and then all of a sudden I can find Squirtle babies running around. Yeah. Like that's my thing. Like they should have just left it like evolved forms and like legendaries, and I would have rather fought that than just like a big red looking.
Yeah. What's
the painter one? Smeargle. Yeah. Just imagine the Dynamax Smeargle, dude.
I'm pissed.
Yeah. Me too.
Sword and Shield definitely look really good.
It looks good. I like the open world, but.
All right, to end this off, Mark. What are you going to get, Sword or Shield?
Yeah, pick between the legendary dogs, dude.
Man, that Sword legendary dog looks whack, dude.
What?
Yeah.
I'm picking the Sword legendary dog because a dog with a sword in his mouth is dope.
I'm going to get Sword just because I made a pact with Marlon. I tried to see if he wanted to trade earlier, but obviously he doesn't because the Shield legendary dog looks better. Damn it. But, no, man.
He likes the Shield dog?
Well, before we even saw the legendaries, we agreed that
he already
I was
knew.
Gonna get Sword. Yeah, he's gonna get Shield. Then the legendary dogs came out, and I was like, "Damn, the Shield dog looks way better." Man, you trying to trade? He's like, "Hell no, Mark." You know how Marlon is. So yeah, but like you see that article that legendary dog was just ripped off the Dark Souls boss, that wolf with the sword in his mouth. I was like, as soon as at first I didn't even like it, and then I saw that article and I was like.
Oh, it just makes me think of, wasn't there a dog in Final Fantasy that that fought with like the sword in his mouth.
Oh, he didn't have a sword in his mouth.
Or no, it wasn't Final Fantasy. It was Tails. In the one that they just put out on the Switch.
Oh,
The blue dog.
yeah. It's from Tales of I had it too. Is it
Vesperia.
Yeah, Vesperia. Yeah.
Yeah, he fights with a sword in his mouth.
Dude, I'm done with dogs with swords in their mouths, man.
But
we'll see. Oh, he might be sweet.
anyway, do we want to make like a quick of what we want to see from Nintendo?
Sure. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited to see Animal Crossing just because.
Animal Crossings.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. About damn time, man.
Dude, you want to go visit Hot Sauce?
I'm about to.
Marlon's not here,
town.
but
Marlon, man, when you watch this, I'm messing your town up. I'm cutting down all your trees. I'm messing this town up. The town of Hot Sauce is ruined.
when you used to play in the GameCube version, you had to have that little microphone thing to talk to your friends or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, Marlon used to come to my town, take all my coconuts.
Just raid his town and leave.
Yeah, dude, take all my coconuts and leave.
Yeah.
But no, Animal Crossings is definitely like a big thing that I want to see.
Yeah.
for me, it's gonna be the announcement of the new Smash character.
Do we gotta take guesses on who it is?
Man, with this game, who knows? Well, just the fact that they had Joker in general
That's pretty
was just like literally left field.
That was good DLC. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's literally a toss up, man.
Yeah, it could be anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was rumors that it's a Banjo-Kazooie thing. Like, I don't want to see Banjo-Kazooie.
Hell no.
I would like, if I were to pick any character that I would want to see, it'd probably be like Riku or something from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
that would be sweet.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't even tell you. Like they literally, I mean, they grab Cloud, they grab Joker. Like they got Ryu and Ken now. It's just, man,
It's a great game.
yeah, they picked. You just, who knows? Like, honestly, I'm about to just say something crazy. Like, just grab Goku. Just
Yeah.
just have Goku in the
That'd be
game.
crazy.
I feel like it could be another Pokemon just because of Sword and Shield coming out and like some Dynamax Mega Evolution type. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
some special move where they go
like the
Dynamax
Smash
or
Ball.
whatever.
Yeah, they get the Smash Ball and go Dynamax. That'd be dumb.
Yeah, it's Smeargle, dude.
Yeah.
Smeargle is the next Smash character.
If Smeargle is the DLC, I'm selling my Switch. So
We heard it, Nintendo. We want a Switch.
How about a custom Robo game?
Oh,
I wish, man.
dude, that'd be
wish.
the dream for me. If they
We
made a
always,
custom
we
Robo.
always somehow end up talking about custom Robo on here.
Dude, I was like, GameCube had a bunch of good games.
You sold that game, didn't you?
I don't even know. Probably. Just because I thought the GameCube was dead. Like, dead. Well, it is, but...
But really quick, I think the games that they're definitely gonna show off Luigi's Mansion. I think Animal Crossing is definitely gonna be a big one. Link's Awakening, I want to
Yeah.
see a little bit more gameplay and stuff because that game was sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really good one.
Potentially, I kind of want to see a little bit more on that Mario Kart Tour mobile game that they're coming out with.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that
I
yet.
don't know if they're
And then obviously, like, Fire Emblem. Want to see some. Want to see some. Want to see a little bit more.
I wish that game came out before my vacation, but that's fine.
But that's what I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, time will tell. Next couple days. So, we'll touch base on it next week, and you guys will hear from us then.
we'll give our
Full analysis.
full analysis of all the other events.
Yeah. Likes, dislikes, and all the in betweens, like Halo. So.
Yeah. This might be already posted by the time like all of this already happened. You'll probably already see everything, but we'll let you guys know how we feel about it next week.
Well,
Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, SoundCloud.
We have
Facebook.
SoundCloud?
Yep. SoundCloud.
ooh,
Castbox.
Castbox, what's that? I'll just let it. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace, guys.
Later.